Now that you understand what visceral fat is, how can you start to reduce it from your body? Number one, what types of fats are you consuming? If you have a lot of vegetable oil, canola oil, or margarine, they're too quickly transforming into trans fats and having a huge impact on the amount of visceral fat that you're accumulating in your abdomen. So you want to switch those up. Coconut oil is fantastic for cooking with high heat. If you want to consider frying, that's a really good option. It has a coconut taste, but it's a much safer oil. If you are going to use butter that's coming from grass-fed cows, it's an excellent option because you're getting good quality fats. You can use that to add a lot of richness and texture to your cooking, especially with vegetables. And then the last suggestion is olive oil. I love this because you can cook with it about medium heat, and you can just drizzle it on top of vegetables, which adds a lot of flavor. Number two, how are you balancing out your meals? Too many people are right now consuming as a basis of their meals all refined carbohydrates, or just too many carbohydrates in general. What we need to start to change is that balance. Start with the base of vegetables and then start to add 15 grams of lean protein and 1 cup of complex carbohydrates with your vegetables. If you don't like them, if you don't like raw or you don't like too mushy, slightly steam your vegetables. Throw some herbs on there. Use olive oil or use a low sodium seasoning. It goes a long way with adding flavor. Mix steamed with raw. Or if you want, mix your grains, steam them and cook them with the vegetables in them. So it'll add a lot of flavor, it'll add a lot of color, making it more visually appealing. When it comes to your proteins, what are your sources? I generally like to eat grass-fed or free-range products because they do have less hormones, nor hormones. They're not going to have any damaging impact on your health. And then if you haven't already cooked any of those things with a good quality fat, go ahead and add some of that oil on there or throw some nuts or avocado, and that's a perfectly balanced meal. The next thing, number three, amount. How much are you eating? Chances are if you have excess weight, if you're overweight in any way, especially in your abdominal area, you're eating too much food. So it's just about making some subtle changes to start to reduce that. If you're eating, for example, too much bread, don't worry about cutting out all the bread at once. Just reduce that amount to half and increase the vegetables or increase the protein. So naturally, your body starts to get used to that. Your mind starts to shift, and you can make that slow progression naturally. And then this will create that lifestyle change. So don't try and do it all at once, but make that shift over by reducing the amount of the refined carbohydrates and replacing that with the good quality other ingredients like the vegetables, the proteins, and good fats that we were talking about.